بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أوصيكم وإياي أولا بتقوى الله فقد فاز المتقون كما قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال الله أيضا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم يغفر لكم ذنوبكم وما يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وأحسن هدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم بك أصبحنا وبك أمسينا وبك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك النشور. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد نبيا. اللهم زدنا علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك على دينك على دينك وعلى طاعتك. اللهم أدخلنا جنتك وأجرنا من النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. All praise due to Allah Rabbul Alameen, who have created us as the best creation among all the creation that Allah have created, and who have given us the best opportunity to be the best ummah, the ummah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allah Rabbul Alameen keep on reminding us how to take care of our iman so that all of us will have a good ending. And Allah remind us with the reminder that all of us been the opportunity to hear this reminder in every Jum'at, especially for the male, for the brothers. There is no Imam so far, the Friday Khatib, the Friday Imam, that never remind the congregation with Ya ayyuhallazina amanu taqullaha haqqa tuqatih wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. Everywhere we go, you will see that Jum'at there is the main reminder from all the khatib. The sermon, the khatib, every Jum'at. Now, what happened, brothers and sisters, before we continue on the book Life in Al-Barzakh, we was reminded by the khatib with the reminder of Allah, but every khatib stopped. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. They stopped. They start with, "O you who believe, have taqwa. Be strengthened by taqwa. Without taqwa, your iman can sway, can move. Yeah? And it can increase and decrease. Normally, it will decrease. But when you reinforce with taqwa, then the iman becomes stable. When the iman is stable, you will see whatever Allah wants you to do, you are ready to do it. No hesitation, no burden at all. You are just ready and love to do what Allah wants us to do to please Him alone. And that is the taqwa that we need to have. And then Allah continued by saying, haqqa tuqatih. Make sure the taqwa that you are feeling, because taqwa nobody knows. You must have that feeling. Make sure that your feeling is true, is genuine. Not just, I think I'm okay. You cannot have doubts. A person said, I have taqwa, they have no more doubt. Just said, I am a believer, sometimes you may encounter doubts. I show you how the shaitan will come and whisper into our feeling and turn our heart. From heavenly, we have doubts. Lately, you come across Muslim, born Muslim, who is having doubt and said that Muhammad is not guided by God. He said Prophet Muhammad is not a guided prophet. He is just like you and me. So why must we follow him? We ask this person, where do you come across this kind of teaching, or how do you end up with that feeling? He said, Muhammad pray like us pray, and he keep on asking Allah in the prayer every day, Ihdina siratul mustaqim. What is Ihdina siratul mustaqim? Ask Allah to guide him. That means he is not guided. He needs guidance from Allah like how we need guidance. How? It's in the Quran. And the Prophet pray like us. And every time he pray, he recite the same surah. Like how we recite. Now you see how they're trying to. This is part of the whisper of the Satan. And the whisper of the Satan may came from his agent. Who is his agent? Who is the agent? His ins. Allah is telling us that all of us will be tested by these two, jinni wal insi. The jinni is the real shaitan, but then we ins, human beings, have been following them, and then we become the agent. Even when Ramadan come in, all the shaitan, jinn, is chained. They are not free anymore. They are in behind bars. Shaitan still exists in Ramadan. What kind of shaitan? There is not the jinn shaitan. There is the ins shaitan. This agent is still moving, very active. Now, they forgot. This prayer is not from Prophet Muhammad. If it's from Prophet Muhammad, then we know the Quran is from him. No, the Quran is from Allah. And Allah is teaching us through his messenger. And the messenger will recite what Allah wants him to recite. He was guided. He was chosen by Allah. But not we. But he was sent by Allah to show us how to recite, how to perform the prayer. It's not for him, it's for us. We need guidance, ongoing guidance. All of us are aware. We need ongoing reminder. Day in, day out, the government keep on reminding about the SOP, MCO. Why? When you don't remind them, you see everything goes haywire. Allah knows our weaknesses. Then Allah said, make sure none of you will have your life ended without being submitting to Him. And then Allah continued. This is the area that I want to have our muqaddimah today. That most of the imam stop only wa la tamutunna illa wa antum. After that, immediately Allah said, wa'tasimu bihablillahi jami'an wa la tafarraqu wadhkuru ni'matallahi alaykum iz kuntum a'da'an fa'allafa baina qulubikum fa asbahtum bi ni'matihi ikhwana. Now Allah is telling us, if you are a believer, you call yourself, you feel that you are a believer who also have attained taqwa, and if you want to die as a Muslim, Allah said, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. This is what Allah is commanding all the believer and the muttaqin and whoever do not want to die outside of Islam, hold fast to the rope of Allah, the Quran. Hold fast to the teaching of Islam. Whatever happened to you, good time, bad time, you must hold to Allah's commandment, the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet. Together, jami'an, not one person hold. If you have a family, you must teach the whole family to follow the Quran and the Sunnah. If you have a group of people, a company, you must make sure that the company is guided by the Quran and Sunnah. That's how you submit to Allah. You submit to Him, you know you want to do business. Your business must be guided by the Quran and Sunnah. You don't do haram business. You know that the provision comes from Allah. You just have to hold on. Allah will give you the rizq. Don't allow anything to corrupt you. And then you may not have a good ending. When Allah called us to hold fast to the teaching of Islam based on the Quran and Sunnah, not on the majority, not because of so and so, but because of Allah and the Rasul. See what happened today. I just want to give you an idea. We are so divided, and sometimes the group who are bigger than the smaller say, why must we bigger group join the smaller group? You understand what I'm trying to share with you, brothers and sisters? Those who are following what is happening to the world, especially in our country, they may have some understanding. You have Muslims today, when they speak, they are not guided by the Quran and Sunnah. They just use their desire, their feeling. They say, why must a smaller group lead the majority, become the leader? Why not the bigger group become the leader? Did Allah say the bigger group is right? Did Allah say the bigger group is better? No. But Allah did say the opposite. وَإِن تُطِعْ أَكْثَرَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يُضِلُّكَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. If you follow the majority, Allah said that they will mislead you from the way of Allah. And today is true. What happened to the majority? The majority have gone so far away from Islam. Even they call themselves Muslim, but they don't follow the Islamic guidance anymore. And Allah promised, again, Allahu Akbar. كَمْ مِنْ فِئَةٍ قَلِيلَةٍ غَلَبَتْ فِئَةً كَثِيرَةً بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. Allah is reminding us in the Quran, based on the history, the past. Have you now seen that a lot of time it happened, many times it happened, the smaller group overruled the majority with the help of Allah. In the battle of Badr, the first battle, Muslim a minority. The enemy is majority. But Allah gave victory to the Muslim. in the biggest battle, Ahzab, where the non-believer gathered together. They get all the groups that is non-believer to be together to fight one group, the believer. And Allah gave victory to the believer. But remember, وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. You are divided, you will lose your strength. And this is what happened and going to happen if we are not careful. The Muslim today is majority in this country, but we are divided. We thought that we are better to be divided. Islam reminds us, وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ. Remember what Allah has given you. Is kuntum a'da'an, once upon a time you are enemy to one another. You don't care towards one another. You don't even know one another. But with Islam, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, I make all of you like one big family. You can pray together. You Shakartum la'azidannakum wa la'in kafartum inna azabi lashadid. If you are thankful and grateful and follow what I want you to do, I will increase my blessing upon you. The risky, the economy of the Muslim world increase if you believe in Him. If not, you are not grateful, you are not thankful, you still complain, you still think of yourself. You think the majority can win. It's not what Allah said, what you say. Then Allah said, wait for my further punishment. That is the most dangerous part. We don't want anything bad to happen to us. Today, I just received a message from a counterpart in Turkey. You know the church in the time of Ataturk. It was a mosque, and then it became a church, a museum, and just yesterday or maybe a few days ago, the government finalized it that now it's going back to be a mosque. Allahu Akbar. Yeah, a mosque is a mosque. But when the Muslim don't follow the guidance in Islam, want to please the people, not pleasing Allah, they try to turn it into a museum. Because when the Muslims under attack, the kuffar, brother and sister, have their own agenda. How nice they are to you, don't forget the hidden agenda yang Allah have informed us. Allah have told us 1,500 years ago, be careful. And if you never learn, then blame nobody except ourselves. Now we are coming back to the book, talking about life after death. Everybody going to die, and you're still fighting for the wrong reason. and you still want to be divided, where Allah said, "Wala tafarraku." The la here is not, it's okay. No, no, no. When you say la means no. Like we said, La ilaha illallah. No deity except Allah. Like we said, no, wala taqtulu awladakum. No killing of children. Baby, you cannot. What is a no yet in the Quran? There are many no. La taqrabul mal al yatim. Don't ever get into the property of the orphans and try to manipulate, exploit the property that belong to the orphans. Don't do that. La tashrabul khamra. No drinking of liquor. There's so many no. When they said la means no. When Allah said hold fast, be united, and then Allah said you cannot be divided. And we love to be divided. Na'udzubillah. We hope all of us understand. When there is a leader who is a Muslim, it's our duty to have a lot of patience and work together as one ummah. It's like in the family, when the father is still alive, he is the leader in the house. So everyone must work together to support the father. As long as what the father wants us to do is not against Allah and the Prophet. It's like the company or the boss offering you a job, and then they are calling to do something not against Allah and the Prophet. Every employee must work together and support. And you see the ending, Allahu Akbar. There will be a lot of blessing. Last class, we talked about the importance to pay back any loan that we have taken when we are still alive. When we borrowed money from anyone, don't forget, it is an amana. You don't take money from anybody with the intention not going to pay back. Especially you have promised, lend me some money, so the sister allow you 5,000. You say 1 month I'll pay you back. Now 1 year you disappeared. Not only the money disappeared, the guy also disappeared. From become a friend, now we are no more a friend. You shy off because you don't have the intention to pay. And the worst part is that you don't even humble yourself and come back to the person and say, brother, sister, I'm sorry. I promised to pay you back in 1 month. 1 year have been absent. I was working day and night to find money, the means to pay you back. I can't. Can you? Give me some extra time. They pretend that nothing happened. When they want some money from you, they will call you day and night. They will come to see you. But when they get what they want, they pretend like they owe you nothing. Have you experienced that, sister? Have you experienced this kind of people? None. Alhamdulillah. You are safe. The brother, I don't know. Have you experienced that? None. Alhamdulillah. I can say this very clear and loud. I experienced it by myself. It's not just theory in my life. I experienced from Pala Muslim. I experienced from Pala not yet Muslim. You want to show them, though you need help, you really come and tell me your story, and suddenly you cry in front of me. My heart also gets softened, and they're okay lah. And normally I say, write a letter put your IC number, your full name. I get few witnesses. You sign. You say 3 months. Okay, but in my heart, I am going to give you more than 6 months. I'm not going to come after you. And we don't sing gangster after you. No. You come to me to borrow money, you have to come to me to pay back. Not me going after you. That is not correct. That should be the adab. One by one disappeared. Money gone, the person disappeared. But he's alive. I know he's alive. There's one group. The second group, they come back. See you sound like normal. But they pretend that there's nothing. That I don't owe you anything. Now, I'm not going to put any pressure. I just want to see how you react. And sometimes the experience that I've gone through, they came again. Can you admit this? Then we say, okay, sign and a letter. Now we have the second letter. The first letter is not been solved. The second letter coming. Yeah. When we can help one another, why not? And still the same thing happens. We are worried, brother and sister, when you are not truthful to yourself. Allah will not help you. In the beginning of my lecture, I had shared with all of you what Allah said. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu taqullah wa qulu qawlan sadida. Qawlan sadida. Allah is telling us about the behavior of the believer and the one who attain taqwa. Oh, you believe and have taqwa. When you want to say anything, when you want to speak, make sure what you say is true. Sadida. It's not a lie. It's not to manipulate. Come from your heart. If what you say is genuine, is true, is sincere, that you want to pay back. Allah said to us, I will come and help you. يُصْلِحْ لَكُمْ أَعْمَالَكُمْ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبًا. You may make some mistake, you delay and so on, you make life difficult for the others. But Allah said, I will forgive you. When Allah forgive us, brother and sister, you know what is going to happen? Allah will open the heart of the one that you borrowed from, also forgive you. Allah control our heart. We can hate that person if you want. We can be very angry. But because Allah has forgive you, because of your good self, your truthfulness, your sincerity, now in return, Allah also opened the heart of the one that you have hurt him, that he also forgives you. How beautiful. Just be truthful. يُصْلِحْ لَكُمْ أَعْمَالَكُمْ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ فَقَدْ فَازَ فَوْزًا عَظِيمًا. That is a sign of the person who obey Allah and His Prophet, and their ending is victory. All of them will have a good ending. And we become a good friend again. Because you don't lie to me, you don't oppress me. You oppress me. You take my money, you don't want to give back to me. You understand that, brother and sister? Even among family, even sibling, if you said, lend me some money, remember, you said, lend me some money, sister, lend me some money, brother. Even husband and wife, but husband to the wife is not lending, it's a duty. Now, wife to husband, it can be lending. That is the difference. Because it's the duty of the husband to take care of the wife. But sometimes husband want to spend extra, they don't have cash, they get the money from the wife. And the wife said, Papa, I will, yeah, I will participate in this. No, don't worry. But if the wife said, you want to borrow money from me? And the husband said, must I borrow? Yeah, it's up to you. Or you want me to give sadaqah? Because it's not the duty of the wife. Yeah. But when he said borrow, even you borrow from your wife, you must pay back. But if you're good to your wife, the wife will say, no, my love. Donation, sadaqah. So we talk about debt. It's important for us to make sure we clear that. Don't take it lightly, brothers and sisters, because the Prophet will not pray the funeral prayer if he knows that the dead person have debt nobody want to pay on his behalf. He will excuse himself. To show you how dangerous, how severe, according to the Islamic ruling about borrowing money without the intention to pay back. I did say one hadith, it's not in the book, that whoever take a loan without the intention to pay, the Prophet said, فَهُوَ سَارِقٌ, he is a thief. He is stealing from the fellow Muslim. And you know that the Prophet said, كُلُّ مُسْلِمْ عَلَى مُسْلِمْ حَرَامٌ دَامُهُ وَمَالُهُ وَإِرْدُهُ. A Muslim to a Muslim is haram. It's sacred that you cannot injure them. You cannot take any of their property without their permission. You cannot dishonor them. You can't do that. Weaknesses, everybody have weaknesses. You find the weaknesses in somebody, it's your duty to help them, advise them, guide them, not to humiliate them. You don't do that. You will know, brother, if you make a mistake, people humiliate you, how do you feel? People judge you, how do you feel? You feel bad. But if people who care for you, don't worry, we'll pray for you. Anything we can help you, sister. We are not angel, we are human, we make mistakes. How do you feel when people come and comfort you in that way? You feel good. No, you feel that this is the good brother, this is the good sister, this is the friend I need. Today we are going to continue with, on page 221, fasting days that the deceased make a vow. That he said, it is recommended for a deceased close relative to fulfill his vow of fasting. Aisha reported that the Prophet ﷺ said, Man mata wa alayhi siyam, sama anhu waliyuh. Islam is here to guide us to see what can we do to help one another. Even the person die, can we do something for the deceased? Then the Prophet is guiding us what that is allowed and what is not allowed. Please remember, brother, not everything have the same ruling. No. Example, if I miss my prayer purposely, I don't want to pray Fajr prayer, no, I have no mood to pray, then I die after that. Can somebody pray on my behalf? You can't. There is no paying back for that. But the one that is allowed, like fasting, this hadith is there. Whoever die while he has fasting to fulfill it. There are two kinds of fast. One is the fardu Ramadan that he missed or she missed. The second one, he make a vow, promise, nazar. He make a nazar. He say, if I am well after my sickness, I want to fast 2 days. I want to fast 3 days. When you make this promise, brother and sister, don't burden yourself. Don't be overconfident. The Prophet do not encourage us to make this kind of promise with Allah. Worried that we cannot fulfill. If you say, if I'm well, I'm going to feed 2 poor person, I think it's lighter. But some people just have that kind of overconfidence. Oh Allah, if you give me help, oh Allah, if you give me this risk, meaning I am betting on a tender, if you give me this job, I'm going to pay so much. I am going to fast 1 week for you. This is a promise to Allah. And you die before completing the 1 week of fast. The living can pass on it because it's something you owe Allah. You promise with Allah. The same go to Ramadan. So this is something the Prophet is telling us. How can we help one another? But the one that said, if Allah give me this, I will fast 3 days. This is something that the other must know. If we don't know, then we leave it to Allah. But if he have the intention to fast, but something happened, suddenly he got the job and he got the heart attack together. You got a job and heart attack. What can you do? You thought that you will recover from the heart attack? No. When you're in and you now come out. No one knows. But he have the intention. Allah will forgive him. Because innamal a'malu binniyat. Whatever we do is based on our intention. You have the intention to give. But your children do not know you have made that kind of promise with God. The best thing for you to do, anything you make a promise with Allah, share it with your next of kin, your family member. So that they know. It's like anything that you have been entrusted, especially money. If you miss your fasting day, fasting Ramadan, quickly inform the family, Papa have missed fasting for 3 days. Remember that if something happened to Papa, we hope that the children can help him. Righteous children have no problem. And if they find it difficult to fast on behalf, what should we do? What should we do? What should we do, brother and sister? Yeah, we pay fitr, redeem the fasting day by feeding a poor or the needy with 1 day meal. 1 day meal. When we talk about meal in Islam, we focus on major meal, lunch and dinner. How much you pay for lunch and dinner today if you go out and have a lunch and dinner? How much normally you spend? You must not say 20, 25 based on his diet. Based on my diet, maybe 1 meal 25 ringgit. So 2 meals 50 ringgit. That's how when you feed the poor, for the sake of Allah, you feed them with the food that you eat. You cannot, dia nasi lemak bungkus cukup lah. It's a food word. But when you eat, you don't only nasi lemak. The nasi lemak is there already 1 pack, but you want some other addition, plus sotong, plus another chicken maybe. But when you come to feed the poor, enough lah. And that is not the best way. Anything you want to do for Allah, give the best. Qurban is coming in very soon. Find the best animal. Not get the cheapest and the skinny one. People say this is about 700. You don't have 400 then. Oh God, 400 so good. You look at the sheep, the goat also, you pity him. And you want to slaughter him. Feed the goat first. Make him feel good. And then offer him as a sacrifice. Allah will accept. Yeah. So, whoever die while he has a fasting to fulfill 2 types means either he make a vow, nazar, or the Ramadan. Then the one who is alive should help him. Yeah. And there is a companion came to the Prophet and asked him about that. Then he said, if you owe somebody something, must you pay back? He said, of course. The same go to Allah. When you owe Allah, you should pay. Think that Allah allowed. You don't generalize things. Think that is allowed. Yeah. However, this hadith does not support the view held by some scholars that it is also recommended to fast the day of Ramadan than the deceased has missed. The correct position in this regard is expressed by Imam Malik. One may not fast for a dead person except in the case of a vow. If he have remind you, then you can, like I said earlier, you can pay fidya on behalf. The position is confirmed by the understanding of 2 of the companions, yeah, and the first generation of our Prophet. One is his wife, Ummul Mu'minin Aisha. The second is Ibn Abbas, his cousin. A Tabi'in woman called Amra. Tabi'in are not Sahaba. Remember, when they say Tabi'in, they are not companion. They are the believer after the companion. Then you call Tabi'in. Then you have another group called Tabi'in, including Imam Shafi'i. He is under the 3rd group, Tabi'in. He is not the companion, neither he is the Tabi'in, but he is the Tabi'in, the 3rd generation. Always remember this. Yeah? Why they call Tabi'in? Why they call Tabi'? Tabi' is also in the Quran. Allah said in Surah Al-Tawbah, verse 100, وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مِنَ الْمُحَاجِرِينَ وَالْأَنصَارِ وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ. The best of generation, the best of the believer are those who have entered Islam earlier than all of us. Who are they? Allah make it very clear. The people of Makkah, Muhajirin. Follow up with Al-Ansar, the second group, the people of Medina, because the mission of the Prophet start Makkah. The first da'wah in Makkah. The first people to accept Islam, Abu Bakr, is in Makkah. He is Meccan. Then follow with others. All are Meccan. Then only the Prophet migrated to Medina and people became a Muslim and they are called Ansar. And then Allah continue, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ. And whoever follow them. Follow what? Follow the way they believe in Allah. The way they worship Allah. The way they do all the ritual. You follow their way. Don't follow the people after them. Follow them, Allah said. Follow them. Allah never said follow your forefather, follow the majority. No, follow this group of people. In Surah Al-Baqarah, the 2nd chapter, Allah remind us again, فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا آمَنْتُمْ بِهِ فَقَدْ اهْتَدُوا. If you believe like how they believe, then you are guided. You consider guided. Alhamdulillah. But if you try to believe in your way or follow other groups or other nations, yeah, then you cannot consider yourself as being guided anymore. Because Allah make it clear. فَقَدْ اهْتَدُوا. You follow them, you are guided. Meaning, if you don't follow them, you are not guided. You cannot feel, I'm still guided without following what Allah wants you to follow. No. Yeah. A Tabi'i woman called Amra reported that she asked Aisha. Yeah, that is correct. A Tabi'in will meet with Sahaba. But if a Tabi'in said he met Aisha, something went wrong. That kind of narration is not authentic anymore. Yeah, you must have that understanding. Yeah? She asked Aisha, the mother of the believer, whether she may fast on behalf of her deceased mother who missed someday from the month of Ramadan. Aisha replied, no, rather give sadaqah to the needy to the amount of half sa'a, a grain of food for every missed day. This is what Aisha responded. Sa'id bin Jubair reported Ibn Abbas said, if a man becomes sick in Ramadan and die without fasting, food should be given on his behalf, and there is no need to make up for the fasting. But if he had made a vow to fast, his next of kin should fast for him. Of course, as a Muslim, you know fasting Ramadan is par upon you. You are sure to have the intention to fast. And that's why innamal a'malu binniyat, somebody can fast on your behalf. But if the one who is still alive can't do that, they can redeem the day that you missed with feeding the poor. At the time of the Prophet, the time of the companion, they just call you to give them food, not money, because food is difficult. They can have silver and dinar and dirham, but food is very limited. Especially in the Arab country, they don't have vegetarian, they are desert. Food may come from Syria, from Yemen. They are more green in Yemen because there are more water there. But in the Middle East, Hijaz, it's desert. Hardly got any, only dates. And some areas where there's some veggie. In Ta'if, is because of the weather is a bit cold. They got springs there. Then you can get some vegetation. So what is more important is not money, it's food. Today, food is everywhere. You don't go and feed a person, you go and order Kentucky, but he don't eat chicken. You don't like Kentucky, you give Kentucky, you are not feeding him. It's easier you give them the money, but make sure the money you give them, you tell them this is the feed there for fasting, for you to eat, not for you to buy cigarette. If you know that guy, even he's poor, but he's a smoker, it's bad. Remind him, if he used that money to smoke, it's his sin. But you are not going to support him by giving him a packet of cigarettes. No, I only give you the money to buy food, remember. Not to buy things that is not correct for you to do. You must remind that. But if you know this person will not eat, he likes smoke, then you buy food for him. You know what kind of food he likes, and you buy for him. Yeah. Now, commenting on the statement that we have shared with all of you, from Al-Bani rahimahullah said, this is the most moderate and appropriate opinion in this regard, and it conforms with all the relevant hadiths, evident without neglecting any of them, especially the last page, which the mother of the believer did not find applicable to the fasting of Ramadan. Yes, she was the reporter of the hadith, and it is established that the narrator of a hadith is more knowledgeable about the meaning of what he reports, especially when his understanding agrees with the rule and foundation of the Sharia. That means if you come from the truthful, righteous people, then that is the best way for you to follow. Yeah? But normally, brother and sister, as the believer, fasting is only make an obligation upon believers. Allah said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam. O you believe, I make fasting an obligation upon you. That's why for the believer it's easy, for the non-believer is difficult. A sister who's also here with us asked us last Friday night about fasting in the country when you have summer and winter. When it comes to summertime, maybe Fajar is at 3 and Isha is at 11. Remember, Isha 11, Fajar 3. That means 4 hours different. Night and morning. The late night. You may have to fast for 20 hours. So the people are finding it difficult. So they are seeking advice. Can we follow other country? Can we follow Saudi time to break fast? Breaking fast in winter country maybe at 10 p.m. Breaking fast in Saudi maybe 6 p.m. Breaking fast in Malaysia, what time? 7 p.m. You start fasting what time? Say 5:30. Alhamdulillah, good rest. We said the time for you to start fasting and for you to break fast is fixed by Allah. Allah knows that you are going to face this problem. You know which country have longer day, longer night. Everything is in the knowledge of Allah. He created the day and night. But for those who experience this winter, summer, later on fasting month will go into winter time because it keep on moving. 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So when come to winter time, do you want to look for another country as a guidance? What do you think? Do you think they want to check, how about I'll follow Malaysia, I'll follow Saudi, I'll follow Pakistani? So that's why you have the Muslim from this kind of country who came their background from Pakistani, from this country. When it comes to summertime, fasting time, they have a lot of dispute among them. Group A said, I follow my country. Group B said, okay, I also follow my country. If that's what you want, so let us break into so many groups. But you are in that country. If you want to follow your country, no problem. Just take 1 month break. Go back to Pakistan. Ramadan, Pakistan. When you go to Saudi, Ramadan, fly to Saudi. Then you can fast according to that time. But when winter come in, you don't talk about Pakistan, Saudi. No. Here. Now, this problem arises when you don't have iman. When you have iman, no problem. Extra hour, what is extra 3-4 hours? You're going to die? No. For the sake of Allah, you will feel good. The Muslims are trained to be tough, to be ready to face all the challenges, hardship. They're ready. So you organize yourself. You have a good pre-dawn meal, sahur. Don't miss sahur. You miss sahur, longer hour. Sahur, have a good sahur. Buffet, no problem. You store, your body, all the food, necessary food, then inshallah. When you have iman, no issue. No iman, many issues. Excuses. Now, commenting on Aisha's hadith, Ibn Qayyim, one group of scholars generalized this and said that both vowed and missed obligatory fasting should be made up for the deceased. Another group reject this and said there is no fasting being made up for the deceased. A third group is more specific in saying that only the vowed fasting but not the obligatory fasting should be passed on his behalf. This is the opinion of Ibn Abbas and his followers, and is the correct one. Just as it is not possible for one to pray on behalf of another or embrace Islam on his behalf, the same go to Shahada. You cannot call people to be a Muslim and he refused to be a Muslim, but after he died, you go to his grave. Fulan bin Fulan, my brother, my friend, I want to save you in Akhirah. If not, you go to hell. Now, I'm going to recite Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan on your behalf. Now I declare you are Muslim, okay? You cannot do that. Declaration must be made by every individual. If this can be done, the Prophet will have done it for his beloved uncle that he loved so much, Abu Talib, who take care of him, protect him, love him. With all of their other family against him, Abu Talib is the only one who stands strong to protect his nephew, Prophet Muhammad. And Prophet Muhammad never give up on Abu Talib, calling him, my uncle said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad, I will be there to give you the shafa. So good man. But Allah's qadar, he chose not to make shahada. He said, no. Of course, you cannot force. La iqra fi din. And he died. The Prophet is dead. He died without making shahada. He loved Prophet Muhammad. Protect him. But even until the end of his life, he refused to say. And Allah knows how Prophet Muhammad feels. He loved his uncle so much, and he failed to save him. It's not easy. Allah revealed an ayah. And this is also a evidence to show us this religion don't belong to Muhammad. If Muhammad is the creator of this religion, then he can say, Khalas, he's a Muslim. No. It's from Allah. Allah decided and Allah revealed this ayah because of what happened to Abu Talib. He said to Muhammad, Innaka la tahdi man ahbabta, walakin Allah yahdi man yasha. O Muhammad, you cannot give guidance to whomever you love, whomever you like. I give guidance to whom I want. Allah is telling us guidance is not from you, it's from Him. You have done your part to invite Him, to call Him. He has to decide. And that's why when he passed away, the Prophet cannot do any prayer. Zero prayer. He cannot even ask Allah to forgive him. Leave him to Allah. So if it is a vow, it becomes a committed obligation similar to a debt. Thus, its execution by the next of kin is acceptable as in the case of the debt. Likewise, it is not permissible to perform hajj or give zakat on behalf of the deceased unless he had an acceptable excuse in delaying them. This is similar to a next of kin feeding the needy on behalf of the deceased who broke his fast in Ramadan with a valid excuse. Valid excuse, musafir and marid, when he is not well or he is a traveler. A woman may have more excuses. Pregnancy, or breastfeeding because you need to have more nutrition in your body to feed the baby. A good excuse. But if he neglected his obligation without a valid excuse, it would not help him that other perform his neglecting obligation because he was the one required to perform them as a task for him, not the next of kin. As no one may repent on behalf of someone else, nor accept Islam, nor perform the prayer or other obligation that he neglected until death. That means he chose not to fast. That one you can't. I have seen a family. Allah exposed me to many things in my life for a reason. So I have a better understanding when I recite the Quran and Hadith. I can relate it better. I have came across a family, Alhamdulillah, Allah give them a lot of ni'mah. They're rich family. Every year, they plan with the whole family to travel for holiday, family outing. You just name it, they have been there. Because they have the means. From the children to their in-laws and the grandchildren. But refuse to go to Hajj. When we talk to them, because on and off, I will give some lecture to the family to try to make them get closer to Allah. And they are Muslim. They are not revert. And they dare to say to me, why must I travel to that place to perform Hajj? It's so heaty and it's so difficult, for me to pay so much and go through all the suffering. What's the point you go there? A lot of people have went to Mecca, come back, and they are still the old them. They still lie. They still do a lot of bad things. I'm a good person. Oh yes, he never lie. Good. He never cheat anybody. Good. He do halal business. Alhamdulillah. And he's very good to the family. Alhamdulillah. The only thing he refused to go to Mecca because he's not going to Mecca. You have to go through a lot of tests, rushing, pushing, and all these things. He said, no, I don't want to spend money and go through all this suffering. He declared that he is not going. Then he passed away. And most of the family until today, they have money. But ask them, have you go to Japan, Switzerland? Yeah. Makkah. Do you know what happened? The Prophet said, whoever have the mean, he owe Allah once in the lifetime. You have the mean, you refuse to go. If you die, either you die as a Nasara or Yahud. And we know Allah said, وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Don't die until you have prepared yourself to submit to Allah. And Allah only wants you to go there once in your lifetime. Is that difficult, brothers and sisters? If Allah says, every year you go to Hajj, I think we have problem. Every year you fast, no problem. Every day you pray, no problem. Every year you pay zakat, no problem. You can do it anywhere. Every year you go to Hajj, oh, big problem. The first problem is Mecca. Mecca cannot accommodate billion Muslims because there are billion of them. You cannot move at all. If million come in, Mecca cannot cater for you. That's why they come up with the quota system. And this year, nothing, no quota. Even you have money, no quota. Just an example. And surprisingly, brothers and sisters, the people who stay in Mecca who is catering for the foreigner who come to perform, they also have problems. They are so close, but this year they can perform Hajj. If they don't perform Hajj this year, it's just too bad for them, because most of them don't do Hajj. Because it's so close, because this is the time to do business. Million of people coming in. So they say, Tapala, next time, next time, next time. This is the time. Allah give them the opportunity, nobody coming in, no business. You do your business with Allah. Perform your Hajj. There are people who live in Mecca, but they don't do Hajj. Because there is the peak period to do business, no time to do Hajj. Sometimes you have this problem. People who live next door to the mosque, they never pray in the mosque. Have you this experience before? Yeah. When I was in Penang, I became Muslim in a mosque called Pakistani Mosque in McCluskey Road. That is the mosque that I became a Muslim. That is where I started to learn about Islam. And that's where I was informed to go to Medina. When I came back, sometime I become the acting imam in that mosque. Then I saw new faces who come to pray Jummah. So normally we are asked, how are you? Where are you from? And this man said to me, I'm staying just next door. But I refuse to come and pray here for more than 20 over years. Just next door. I dare not ask him, I'm young, he's an old guy. Oh, you are not been well? No. I'm okay. Because I don't like this imam. Since you are an active imam, you are the person that I don't have any problem. That's why I come and pray. Sometimes you have this problem. But there is a hadith, the Prophet said. When the imam is hated by the ma'mum, he should not be imam anymore. Yes, but for a reason. You cannot be an imam when people don't like you. Just people cannot pray behind you. The imam also must be a decent person. A respectful person is important. How about when you know the imam is a disco imam? You know, if you don't know, it's different. This imam lied to you so many times. How are you going to pray behind him? I just show you one simple example. Husband and wife. When you pray at home in the MCO, do the husband lead you in prayer? You cannot go to the mosque. Do the husband lead you in prayer? Normally the husband has to be imam. We have no problem, of course, husband and wife. Now, if there is a misunderstanding, a quarrel before prayer time, you hit up, you shout at it, you scream at each other. When the husband said to the wife, you are useless, I hate you. Zohor come in. And the husband, go and take wudu. You're going to pray Zohor now. Do you think you can pray behind him? What do you think, sister? Do you think you can pray behind your husband? He's still your husband. But he has scolded you, screamed at you, and said you're useless. You do not worth even a penny. Astaghfirullah. 1 penny also is not worth, he said to you. I don't think you can pray behind him. If you pray, you force yourself, I don't think you remember Allah. You just remember him only. And that's why you can excuse yourself. Yeah, if the reason is good, but if not, then you are not supposed to do that. Some people believe that all charitable deeds on behalf of a deceased person benefit him, whether done by his children or other people. This, however, is refuted by the above strong proof and argument. One of the scholars of Hadith in our time who have passed away said that the analogy qiyas of equating between the deeds done by an offspring and the non-offspring is invalid for various reasons. One, it conflicts the general Quranic text that make a person good deeds a condition for entering Jannah. Two, there is no doubt that a parent benefits himself by raising his or her children and nurturing them. Thus, unlike other people, he deserves a reward for this. Islam considers a child part of his parents' earning but not of other people's earning. Third, had this analogy has been possible, it would have implied that it is recommended to dedicate reward to the dead. In such a case, the Salaf, the pioneer scholar, would have done this because they surely were more concerned than us to do all the good things. Now, what we are trying to say, I like to end after I quote Ibn Taymiyyah's opinion. When the Salaf perform a voluntary deed, such as prayer, fasting, Hajj, or reciting Quran, it was not their practice to dedicate the reward of that deed to the dead Muslim. So we should not abandon the way of the Salaf because it is more sound and complete to follow. I repeat, when the Salaf, the pioneer Muslim, perform a voluntary deed, such as prayer, fasting, Hajj, or reciting Quran, because the obligatory deed you must do for yourself. But the optional deed you can do for yourself, can you do for others? You do for yourself and your intention, I present it to so and so who have passed away. Hajj is wajib for you once, but after you have performed your Hajj, the next few years you want to perform another Hajj, is not wajib anymore. It becomes sunnah. Can you do the Hajj for the deceased? Example. Reciting the Quran, the same thing. Did any of these people before us do this and say that I am going to present it or present it or give it to the deceased, to the dead one, like what we were taught today? Hadiah, hadiah, hadiah. You remember? We will say, we recite Al-Fatiha, hadiah for the deceased. We do a lot of these things today. You must not say kampung. Even city Muslim also do that. Kampung, they love to do that because that's the only thing they know. But the people in the city that is exposed to so many knowledge from the internet they can go through, but they just don't learn. They still follow the kampung style. You don't blame the kampung people. They don't know. They are not exposed. But we are not kampung people. You can go to internet. You can go on YouTube. You get so many knowledge, information. But still, you act, you behave like a kampung folk. The mindset. That's why some leaders say, we have the third or the first world technology. But what is the problem we have? Third world mentality. What can you do? We want to move forward. We learn a lot of reverse, ghostan. Come to religion, ghostan, ghostan. If you ghostan, back to the Salaf, Alhamdulillah. Now, it should be noted that Nawawi and Ibn Qudama claim ijma consensus that a dead person benefits from the good deeds, including Quran recitation, done on his behalf by other people. We have shown above that this opinion is incorrect. Furthermore, Al-Bani rahimahullah indicate that it falls under two additional considerations. This is some issue that majority of us are not exposed to the knowledge. Number one, it has been demonstrated by stone scholars such as Ibn Hazm in Usul Ahkam, Shawkani in Irshad al-Fuhul, Abdul Wahab Khalaf in Usul Fiqh. This Usul means the foundation, the essence of the hukum. Is another kind of knowledge. Yeah? The majority of us don't have time to learn about that. Yeah? Just give you one simple example. Anything to do with religion is start from no. Until there is evidence from Quran and Sunnah, then you do. Anything that start with tradition, it start with yes. Until there is an evidence Quran and Sunnah say no, then you stop. You understand the meaning? Okay? Food and drink is under what? Yeah, it's under tradition. Everybody know how to eat and drink to survive. So eat, drink, whatever you are used to. Until there is a law say this haram, then stop. Until there's a law say this drink that intoxicate you haram, stop. Before that, you can keep on eating and drinking whatever you are used to eat. That is the Qaeda Usul. When it comes to ibadah, act of worship, you cannot do even you have good intention until there is a command. That's why the Prophet never teach anybody to pray, the 5-time prayer, until Isra and Mi'raj. 2 years before Hijrah. 11 years, he is calling people to believe in Allah. He never called them to fast. He never called them to pray because the command is not there yet. Even prayer is good, fasting is good, but he never called them to do. Why? Because the command is not there. We understand this qaida, brothers and sisters? Anything ibadah, act of worship, you cannot do as you like until there is an evidence from the Quran and Sunnah. Anything tradition, do as what the traditional want you to do until the evidence says no, then you cannot do. Okay? So, number two, Al-Bani say, I investigate many cases for which there are claim of ijma and found ijma mean consensus. Yeah? Ijma mean consensus. Now, among the consensus in the teaching of Islam, you don't put the consensus of the scholar ahead of the consensus of the Khulafa Rashidin. Majority of Muslims today put the consensus of the scholar. That is where they make a big mistake. Because the Prophet said to us, follow Quran, number one. And my sunnah, alaykum bis sunnati, my sunnah, number two. Wa sunnatil khulafa ar-rashidin al-mahdiyin min ba'd, and the sunnah of my righteous Khalifa. The consensus of the Khalifa had to take place before the consensus of other scholars. Because they are the righteous, guided Khalifa, where Prophet Muhammad SAW have said, Allah have promised them Jannah. The 10 Sahabat that is promised to go to Jannah. When you are promised to go to Jannah, brother, that means, Alhamdulillah, you are saved. Not only when you are alive, your ending will prove that you are saved. And all of them have a good ending. Alhamdulillah. That means they die in Islam. With the faith they have. Allahu Akbar. So that is what ijma is. And found that there is an obvious difference of opinion concerning them. I even found in some cases that the opinion of the majority of scholars is contrary against the claim of ijma. So the idea that people say you can do this, hadiah here, hadiah that, is not correct. Except like what the Prophet said. Iza mata ibnu Adam, when the children of Adam pass away, in qata'a amalahu, all is cut off. When you die, everything stops. No law will come after you. No judge will go to your graveyard and judge you again. Oh, Fulan bin Fulan, you commit so much sin. Yeah, judgment have not been passed yet. Now I'm going to pass the judgment. And then that judge must be crazy. The Prophet said, once a person die, everything stop. He have nothing to do with this world anymore. Except three things that benefit him. Sadaqatin jariyah. He left behind property, waqaf property, or money, and to give sadaqah to the poor and needy. So he will get the reward because it's from his earning, his effort, his property. So the children must make sure that whatever he wants you to do it. Don't fight for your property inheritance yet. You have to fulfill the wish, the wasiat of the parent. Number 2, ilmun yuntafa'u bihi, knowledge that you learn, like we have been learning, about Quran, Sunnah. Whatever you learn, pass it down. Teach your loved one, your family, your friend, and they now follow what you have shared with them. Each time when they do something that you have shared with them, you get your share because it's your effort. After you learn, you teach. And then they teach their friend. And you will get the reward. It's like what they call multi-level. Those who do multi-level business, you should know. Because it's your effort, you pass the info down, and that person passed on the info, they get the benefit, you get the reward, and the reward is given to you. The Prophet said, it's not percentage. Normally, M got percentage, 20%, 15%. How do you get 50%? But now, the Prophet said, you will get 100%. Whatever you pass down to the A is doing because you have shared the knowledge with him, then A will get 100%, you get 100%. And A share with B, and that knowledge is started from you, and B will get 100%, A that have 100%, and the one who shared the knowledge have 100%. Allah. That is Allah's reward. Doing business with Allah is the best business. Doing business with people, you cannot get 100%. Crazy, you see. Only crazy people give you 100%. It's just then the third thing the Prophet said, waladan saleh yad'ulah, righteous children. They become righteous because of your effort. You keep on guiding them, teaching them to read the Quran. Example, you teach your children to read Surah Al-Fatiha. And every time he recites Fatiha, you get the reward. You teach them to pray. Each time they pray, you get the reward. You teach them to be kind and feed the poor. Each time they feed the poor, you get reward. Allahu Akbar. And that you can, because there is an evidence. But when it comes to the third party, Hajj is going to happen, but not for the foreigners. But if Hajj is going to be open again, normally people want to Badal Hajj. Badal Hajj only when you know that your family have the intention to go to Hajj, but he don't have the means yet. He have the intention. Because the money he spent on the children. He have some, the children need it. He spend on the children. The children is not well. He got to spend on their medication. He cannot perform Hajj. Now you have extra. You have done your Hajj. Can you do Hajj on their behalf? Yes. Because they have the. But if he have told you, I don't want to go to Makkah, that kind of person you go also have no value. Because he don't have the intention. So now you have to understand the difference between doing something good for the deceased, when you know they have the intention but they cannot fulfill because of this, then you can do. Or they make a promise and you're aware, then you should do. It helps them. The rest, we just make dua. Dua is allowed. And the best dua for the deceased is to ask, may Allah forgive their sin. Once Allah forgive their sin, the rest follow. May Allah guide us, may Allah bless us, protect us, and give us the right understanding about what kind of good deeds that we can do on behalf of the dead, based on the guidance of the Quran and Sunnah, and the right understanding from the first generation, the Sahaba. Then we are safe. That's why Islam is protected until today. We have been blessed. Wherever you go, if you follow Quran and Sunnah and the righteous Khalifa, you will see it's standardized. Everybody can accept. But when you try to follow tradition majority, you will see, you'll find contradiction now. And there will be a division, because you want to follow the tradition, people don't want to follow tradition, they want to follow evidence. That will make us become a Muslim who have the universal value, global value. If you follow Quran, Sunnah, and the righteous Khalifa, you will find that wherever you go, everybody can accept. But if you follow tradition, only certain group accept. People of knowledge will not follow you. People will know whether you are people of knowledge or not by checking on your reference. If your friends are, we Malaysia, then he know. Islam has nothing to do with Malaysia. Allah will not ask you, are you from Malaysia? When we die, don't forget, Allah will not ask you, where are you from? He asks you about who is your God, who is your prophet, and what is your religion, not tradition. So may Allah help us and guide us. If there's any question, now we open for the next part, Q&A. Tafaddal. Any question from the sisters first? No question from the sisters? One, please.
Assalamualaikum, Ustaz.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Forgive me if this question's been asked, but with the mosque opening now.
The mosque is opening up now.
Yes, and schools next week. So for prayers, how do we have to do this social distancing thing?
Yeah, based on the instruction by the authority, normally they say they should have social distancing based on the instruction. The problem sometimes people start to think about is when you travel in the car, do you have that social distancing? Or you sit side by side? Yeah, side by side now because it's open now. We feel secure because our family, they are safe. Nobody is have any symptom, so we don't mind. It's like we and our children, we hug each other. You going to the mosque with one car, 4 people or 5, one driver, and then 4 passengers, one beside the driver, first the front seat, 3 behind. You sit so close. When you come to pray, you stand so far away. Is that proper? Because there is a debate going on, but I'm quoting what the authorities said. Even the mosque is going to be open, but they reinforce social distancing. Then whoever wants to go to mosque, you have to follow, because there is the rule. But if you pray at home with your own family, do you do that? And that's how we look into the situation. Because if you go to the mosque, you don't want to stand far from one another. They will come and correct you. Hey, you find trouble, out, go, get out. Don't pray in this mosque. So it's simple for us to understand. Why the authority is clear. I'm trying to also respond to some question online. Walaikum salam. I have one question. If one stop praying a while but want to restart praying again, does that mean he or she need to take shahada? Because I heard some sheikh say, if one stop because of laziness, of course he commit a sin. But if one start not to believe that prayer is important, he can be a kufr. No, you must remember, if you don't do an act of worship that is made an obligation by Allah, but you admit, this is wajib based on my weaknesses, my carelessness, my heedless, I miss the prayer. May Allah forgive you. Repent, brothers. Just repent. Then there is a saying. Can you just repent like this, start prayer? Of course. Repent means you start to pray. Don't miss your prayer. That's how you repent. The second thing, Allah did mention in the Quran, فَمَنْ تَابَ. فَمَنْ تَابَ. Whoever repent. وَآمَنَ وَعَمِلَ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا فَأُولَئِكَ يُبَدِّلُ اللَّهُ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ حَسَنَاتٍ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Whoever repent and renew his faith. وَآمَنَ. And this area, there are 2 parts. If you purposely deny what Allah has said, wajib is not wajib, you can be out of Islam. And now you realize, you come back, you renew your iman. And you say, Shahada, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasul. That's how you come back. Yeah? And then you follow up with righteous deeds. Pray, you don't miss anymore. You fast, Ramadan, you're doing the ritual. Allah said, I forgive all the past. And not only I forgive the past mistake and sin, because of your sincere repentance, and you have renewed your iman, You make a new contract with Allah. Allah, Ashhadu an la ilaha, I'm coming back to you. I declare there's none worthy of worship except you alone. And I'm going to worship you from today. And I'm going to follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam because he is the messenger that you appoint. Allah said, I do not just forgive you about the sin that you have committed before, but I am going to transfer every bad deed that you have done into good deeds as a reward for your repentance. To show you that Allah's mercy is so great. Can you imagine? But not only that He forgives you about your past, the past you have committed 20 years of sin, He is going to change the 20 years of sin into good deeds. Allahu Akbar. To show you His mercy and His forgiveness. Yeah. So, yep, they should make their declaration again with Allah and come back to Him. Then you don't have to redo all the prayer that you have missed. That's why the Prophet did mention one hadith, Man taraka salata muta'ammidan. Or there's another saying, La tadraku salata muta'ammidan. Don't abandon your fardu prayer purposely, intentionally. I don't want to pray. Arrogant. I don't believe there is an obligation. It's up to me. When I like, I pray. I don't like, I don't pray. Wow. Then what did the Prophet say? That whoever abandoned that obligatory prayer purposely out of arrogance, not innocent, arrogant, no. فَقَدْ خَرَّجَ مِنَ الْمِلَّةِ مَنْ تَرَكَ صَلَاةَ مُتَعَمِّدًا فَقَدْ خَرَّجَ مِنَ الْمِلَّةِ. Indeed, he has left Islam. He's out. It's not a small thing. If you said not wajib against what Allah said, you are out. But you said, I know it's wajib. I don't know why I'm so lazy, And that is your weaknesses. It's like, I give you another simple example. A sister, you know that when you reach the age of baligh, it's wajib to cover your aura. But if you fail to cover, but you know it's wajib, you never have any problem to acknowledge it's wajib. But I don't know why I feel it's so hard for me to do it, maybe my environment, my friend, the pressure. That means you are still okay, but you say, no, it's not wajib. What is important inside, not outside. Who say that? Of course, the Prophet did mention, Inna Allah la yanzuru ila siwarikum wa la ila amwalikum. Allah don't look into how you look, how you dress, and how much property you have. Walakin Allah yanzuru ila qulubikum wa ila a'malikum. Allah look into what is in your heart, and your deeds have more value. That's why, because based on this hadith, some people generalize it. You see, Allah said, what is really inside and what you do, not how you dress. When people say this to me, I say, you have a good point. Of course, Allah knows what is in your heart. No one knows except you and Allah. But we humans judge you based on your outlook. We cannot judge what is in your heart. We only judge you. What you do, you think you go to the court, and the court say, I find you guilty. Judge, how can you know? You know my heart is so clean, so pure. No. Your heart leave it to you. I go by the law. You break the law, I will judge you according to the law. Now, sometimes I say to the sister, if you feel like that, if I say to you, why must you waste money, your time, to cover your body and go out from your house and go for shopping? Why not you use the inner garment and go out for shopping? Important is the inner one, not the outer. Just wear all the inner one and go out. It's okay, what? Hey, cannot. Why? You want to be better. You want to be normal, to be respected. You want to be a better Muslim. A better Muslim, when you reach the age of puberty, you know you have to cover. That's how it goes. You want to work in a company, the company have a uniform. You cannot say, what is important? I don't like that color. No, I like my own color. And then you don't come to work here. We have rule and regulation. You want to come here, this is the rule. You just have to follow. That's how it goes in Islam. Yeah? Is it halal for a husband to ban his wife from going out to the hospital or the pharmacy or to buy food while he is not around, nor he does the buying of house errands himself? That is very bad. A husband said to the wife, you cannot go out when I am not at home. But I have to go to grocery to buy food. No. No problem. You go and buy. No, I also want to buy, and you also cannot go and buy. But you go out and eat. I stay at home. I have to cook. Now the children is sick. I'm not well. And you are not going to buy medicine for me. I will go to buy. Islam allows you to do what you have to do for yourself. You are not going just to socialize with people. You have a reason you can go. That means there is the wrong guy for you to get married with. Next time before you get married, you check with the guy, interview him. Brother, Alhamdulillah, I saw you, you're a good Muslim, you're a practicing Muslim, you love a good Muslim wife. May I want know whether, when you are not at home, I have different, can I go out? Cannot. Okay. Can you buy for me? I don't know. Thank you. You don't have to waste your time and have problem, and okay, job kabul first. No, I'm not going to get married with this kind of man. This is not the husband I want. Okay? I'm not a slave, But of course, if I want to go to socialize, maybe you can say no. Okay? Because your husband loves you so much, he don't want you to love other people. He wants you to love him only. And Alhamdulillah. Okay? So be careful to decide what kind of man you want to choose. The same, what kind of sister we want. And is she guilty if she go out behind his back? And what are the limit of husband banning his wife? He can stop you if you want to go out for socializing, but he cannot stop you to do the thing that you must do. You have to do. He cannot stop. The Prophet command the wife to obey the husband. Okay? But the Prophet also said, La ta'atul makhluk fi ma'asiyatillah, ta'atul makhluk lil makhluk mahdud. Obeying one another among us, there is a limit. And anything that is against Islam, we cannot follow. And Islam don't allow us to destroy ourselves. When you are not well, you got to seek for medication. If he can arrange everything for you, Alhamdulillah. If the doctor cannot come to you, what should you do? You go to the doctor. You cannot insist, doctor must come to me only. Doctor don't want to come on. Then you have to go. That's how life is. If you have the means to call them, they want to come, Alhamdulillah. Yeah, you can do what you have to do. And have faith in Allah. Yeah. If a Muslim across all the country and all over the world were to unite together, no one ever dishonor them in any way. It's true. That's why Allah wants us to be united. Then we'll gain the honor. And we become a good example for others. And we can bring justice to the world because Muslims are not racist. They're here to represent mankind, not race. Other systems have failed. Only the Islamic system can bring justice and peace to everybody. This is what we believe. It is unfortunate that Muslims have left God's teaching, the Quran, and also the Sunnah that make all of us so divided and weak and so disrespectful by others. If you have a friend or neighbor who is not yet a Muslim, is it permissible to pray or make dua at their house? Yeah, if they allow us. Why not? We can pray for anybody. Whatever food that we have, we can share with them. Even our aqiqah, we can share with them. Even our qurban can share with them, nothing wrong. That is ours. We can share with them. The neighbor have right. The Prophet said, Angel Gabriel came to remind me about the right of the neighbor again and again, to the extent I feel that it is like they have right to inherit my property. That's why the Prophet said, Man kana yu'min billahi yawm al-akhir falyukrim jarahu. Whoever believes in Allah on the day of judgment, you must honor your neighbor. Yes, even they are not yet Muslim. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Are we allowed to judge people based on face value to protect ourselves from their evil, and we are not causing evil to them, especially when we can't interact with them directly? Yes, you can do if there is some sign from the face value that somebody is doing all the hypocrite kind of thing and all the bad thing. They're sign because Allah create all these signs for you, for all of us. That's why Allah talk about the sign of the believer in the first few ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah. And then Allah talk about the sign of the non-believer. Then Allah continue the sign of the hypocrite. For what? Quran is a guidance. Because we need that sign, because we cannot judge people what is in their heart. We have no right to judge the person's heart because we don't know. But you can judge a person based on the sign given by Allah. So yes, you can judge them if they're on the face value. That means you don't condemn them, you save yourself. Be careful not to be a victim. That's all. You're not going to judge them, but you save yourself. Because the sign may appear to you differently, and they may appear another sign to other people. People change, especially hypocrite. In front of you, they pretend to be like your friend. Behind you, they become your enemy. So, you judge them based on what you know. Other people will judge them differently too, based on their experience. If a person has done Hajj once, is it okay for him or her to go for Hajj many times, or he or she should do Hajj badal for the family member? Yeah, if you've done yours and you know that there are things that you have to do for your deceased family, yeah, who have vowed to make Hajj they can't fulfill, then it's better to do for them. Don't be too greedy to yourself. Because only Allah wants from you once in your lifetime. But then after you are done for the people that you love, your parents especially, because they are old age, they are handicapped and they are paralyzed, they can't do, and then can somebody do too? And then after you are done that, you still have the means to go again, and you can do for yourself again. But the wajib, the fard, only once. Alhamdulillah. Any last question for those who are here? Sister Sarah, please pass the mic to Sister Sarah. Walaikum salam. To those who send salam to all of us here, yeah, we respond with Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah to learn Bob according to the message we receive. The other message we receive is from George W. Bush. Don't know the real one or no? You don't know. Name can be anybody can put the name there. Naam. Fadal.
2 questions, Sheikh.
Okay.
One is about if a pregnant lady missed her fasting in Ramadan due to pregnancy, and the following year she breastfed the child, so she has to miss the fasting as well. So does she need to do both, or that means repay the fast and fidya, or can she go just the fidya?
Do she pay the fidya, or she still have to pay back the fasting day she missed?
Yes.
No. When you pay the fidya, you know you cannot fast for 2 years because you had to feed the baby. So then you can sufficient by paying the fidya. Yeah? Just pay fidya. You know that you can't already, so you can clear the fidya as soon as possible. Yeah? But after paying fidya, say something happened to you, you cannot breastfeed because of some issue of your body, so you are replacing with next to mother's milk now. Yeah, and you are okay, you want to fast, then your fasting can be the obligatory fast you miss, yeah, qada, and your fidya becomes sadaqah, and your fidya become just a charity. That's how it goes. Second one.
How about the loan that you have with banks?
Again.
How about the loan that you have with banks? That person dies before he is able to settle the full settlement.
No. Islamically, of course, we know that we don't get involved in riba, but majority of us are into riba. When you take a loan, unless you have a loan in the Islamic agreement, there's no riba. Alhamdulillah. So we should try our best to clear it as soon as possible, so that we don't carry on with the riba. Whatever you owe the bank, you have agreement. The agreement is you pay them monthly for certain years. Of course, you're going to get involved in riba. May Allah forgive us for that. I personally feel the riba system, yeah, come to us is because we have abandoned the Islamic system, financial system. We allow the rich to get richer. The capitalist system is the one who introduced the riba system. Islam have a better financial system to help each other collectively. But in return, the Prophet always loved us who take a loan from anybody. When you pay back, if you can pay more, is highly recommended as a sign of appreciation that they help you when you need help. So now you have extra, you give them some extra in return. Example, you borrowed money 10,000, just 10,000. You promise to pay back 1 year. We allow you. Then you have the money now. You want to pay me earlier than that, or until 1 year time. But when you pay back, you give 10,000 and you give 2,000 as a gift, hadiah. You know, you only 10,000. It's my gift. It's okay. You can accept. The Prophet encouraged to show your gratitude. You don't take things for granted. It's not a must. We cannot hope for that. But you can give some extra. Now, Islamically, if you take a loan, I don't know, there is another clause. They allow you to take an insurance for your loan. So if anything happened to you, this loan will not be carried to your next of kin, because there is an insurance to cover that. The insurance will pay everything on your behalf. Example, I don't know. Then there is a good deal, because we do not want our loan to be a burden to the family. I don't know whether the loan will come after the family or not. I'll give you an example. You take a loan to buy a house. Now, if you can't pay the loan and you don't take an insurance, what will happen to the house? What will happen? The bank foreclosed. And what will happen? You don't pay anymore. Will the bank come and mortgage the property? The bank will sell. That you own the bank, and the rest they get back to the next of kin. If not enough, they will find ways. Look at other assets. So that means you don't feel secure now. The house can be taken away. They can mortgage, they can sell the land because you owe them. So that, but when you take an insurance, then the insurance will pay and the house is secure for the family. Just an example. Of course, this kind of financial system is good to study in detail and understand. If you think that you must get involved in loan under necessity, there is some room for that. But just once, not for comfort. I think reality, to be practical, we need a roof to live. We need a home. But if you don't have the means, go for anything. Even the low-cost house, 40,000, no problem, as long as you have a place to stay. But we human today, you want comfort. But you don't have the means. Don't burden yourself. Don't burden yourself. We must learn how to have faith in Allah, work hard, and do what we can. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. If you can't buy a property, then rent. You can rent a villa, rent. You can't rent a villa, you rent a condominium. Condominium also expensive, then go to flat. It's cheaper. You don't burden yourself. Then work hard later, Allah will give you risky, then you can buy your own house. That's how you move on in life. Please don't burden yourself with things that you can't. Allah Himself has said, I never burden you except what you can. Why must you burden yourself? So I would say that anybody who is involved in loan, if you can try to clear, do it as soon as possible. Free yourself from the riba system. And Allah will provide for you. So may Allah help us, may Allah accept our deeds and forgive all the mistakes done, and also the weaknesses we have. May Allah strengthen our iman again. And don't forget, the knowledge you have, share it with others. You can get a lot of benefit even after you die. And if you have children, make sure the upbringing of the children is guided by the Quran and Sunnah, so they become righteous children, and you will get all the reward from Allah even after we die. Yeah, may Allah reward us, may Allah protect their children, may Allah protect the country and protect the Muslim to stay united, guided by the Quran and Sunnah for the sake of Allah. Amin. وبالله توفيقي والآخر دعوانا والحمد لله العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Before I forget, don't forget those who have the means to participate in the Qurban to come. Participate. Al-Qadim have broadcast their Qurban activities, so you can just join in. And whoever have participated, make sure that you don't cut your hair, your nails from the 1st of Zulhijjah until the 10th of Zulhijjah. Yeah, that is what we must do if you participate in Qurban. Yeah, and try to fast. Yeah, the day of Arafah, you get 2 years reward of forgiveness from Allah. Now, last one. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, that is the best. Yeah, whoever want to participate, everything remind each other. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.